I'm Leslie Ann for This Week in Central New York, and joining me from Kammershenago in Norwich is Carrie Green. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
We're going to celebrate a little bit and talk about the nuts and bolts of the Downtown Revitalization Initiative, which is a grant handed from New York State to different communities across the state who really need a leg up on economic growth and job development. Norwich won.
Yay!
And I know
So
that
excited.
you personally applied for this grant, which, by the way, is very competitive. Oneonta won it back in 2016. It takes a while. We are seeing the results of that, and it's wonderful. It really helps to boost downtown. It's huge.
Yeah, it is.
And I know that you guys have worked so hard and so long to strive for economic growth and development, and this was probably the biggest icing on the cake for you guys.
Yeah, it really was. It was a long process. It was a lot of hard work. Our organization led the effort. I led the steering committee that worked on this. We started working on this back in January of 2020. So I came into my position in the summer of 19. And I knew when I came in that Norwich had applied for the first time that round and did not get through the first round. So I knew this was something that the community really wanted. And so I took a lot of time that fall when I was getting acclimated to my job to talk with folks at ESD, to talk to other people who have won, to really find out what it was in our application that needed to be strengthened, and really did a lot of that research. I attended sessions and talked to a lot of people. I did a lot of research before we started working on it. So January of 20, we pulled a steering committee together because we had planned to apply in 2020.
Sure.
So obviously with COVID, that did not go as planned. But, from January until about April, we were meeting every month. We did a survey. We talked to community members. We really delved into what the community needs. We basically started from scratch. The original application, we used as sort of a reference point. It was good in terms of past investment, which is something you have to show, but we kind of threw it out. And so we're starting all over again. So we worked on it pretty diligently. And then through COVID, we found out that the 2020 application was not going to happen. So we set it on the shelf and we picked it back up this past summer when we started to hear that the state was going to bring the program back. What we didn't know was what it was going to look like. So we were very happy to find out that since they did not do 2020 awards, they were doing 2 awards in each region this year.
You're part of the Southern Tier region.
Yeah, we're Southern Tier. There's 10 regions in New York State. Normally one community in each region wins. They were basically taking the 2020 awards and putting it to 2021.
Oh, I see.
Yes. So 2 communities in each region were really potential to win. We dusted off that application and we jumped right back in. Just before they made the announcement, we started to hear some rumblings that it was going to happen, and I didn't want to lose any time. So took it out. We started working on it again, getting ready to submit. We submitted our application on September 15th. And about 3 weeks later, I found out that we were a finalist. It was very exciting news. Oh my gosh.
Very excited.
I had to read the email a couple times. What?
Who were the finalists, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, absolutely. So the finalists were ourselves, the city of Endicott, and the city of Ithaca.
Okay, so out of those 3, you were crossing fingers and toes.
We were, right. When we knew that it was a potential of 2 communities to win. Communities did have an opportunity to apply for 20 million instead of the 10.
Oh, I see.
We didn't know if any of the other communities were applying for the full amount or not. We were only applying for the 10.
Right.
We had about a week to prepare for our presentation to the council, which was done virtually. So again,
Wow.
How do you make a huge statement through Zoom? But,
Yeah, that's challenging.
And we took a little bit of a different approach with ours. We had somebody on our committee who was a community member. She was part of the application process with us. She was somebody who had moved away, came back, raising her family. We felt like she really embodied what we were trying to do with our application.
That's interesting.
Yes. So we did not use elected officials. We didn't use local officials. I didn't even do the presentation. They all know who I am.
Sure.
We wanted to have somebody else have that voice to be able to show what it was, how transformative this would be. On top of that, we had a number of videos from local community leaders, community members, business owners. One afternoon I was downtown at Chobani in the park, grabbed a few people and I just recorded them talking about how much they love Norwich, why they chose to make a life there, what this money could mean for them. And we embedded all these videos into the presentation. So
smart.
Yeah. So on top of this local person talking about how transformative this is and how much she loves the community, we had local people talking about it. And then I came in at the end and helped answer some of the more questions about the actual application.
Sure.
It resonated with them enough that we got enough votes, and We found out the week of December 7th, I think it was.
Yeah, it was early December
that they were coming to do a presentation. And, they like to joke it's the worst kept secret. I sort of knew that's what it was, but they weren't telling you that's what it was.
Right.
I didn't know for sure until that morning that we were actually a winner. And it was amazing. When I saw the draft of the press release, I had to take a minute. It was overwhelming.
Well, I'm not surprised because considering the amount of legwork that you put into this, and it's got to be so, and this isn't remotely the right word, satisfying to know that you can see the fruits of your labors and that Norwich is going to benefit in great ways. And speaking of which, how is this money going to be used? Have those plans been formulated? I know at least some of it certainly has.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us?
Sure. So in the application, we had 6 sort of transformative opportunities. So what you want to do is you want to show that you have progress, you have investment. It's going to lead to additional private investment. They want to see that you're going to take that $10 million and turn it into 50 or 70 or 80 million down the road with private investment. So you do that by talking about projects that have already started, concepts that have already been built, but then it sort of opens the door for other opportunities. So you don't want to make it so narrow that you don't have room to expand, but you want to show that you have projects. So one of those is the hotel project. So Development Shenango Corporation, which is the economic development arm of Shenango County, and it's actually the group under Commerce Shenango that led the DRI effort. We purchased a building last summer, and the point of that was to bring in a boutique hotel. We made this big announcement in the summer. We've had a lot of developers that have interest and have contacted us about it. We didn't really know what the next step of that was. We had some ideas about how we were going to roll this out, but when we found out we were finalists for the DRI, we're like, well, let's just wait.
Right,
because this changes things a little bit. So
Does.
now a developer could really apply for money to do this hotel project for us. We've already made that investment. We're going to bring additional investment in. So this boutique hotel right in the heart of downtown is one of those ideas. Taking a look at our passageways. So safe passageways from the downtown area to parking lots.
I see.
Right. Think about some of the parking lots and, are they really well lit?
Yeah.
Are they appealing? Is it really easy to tell where downtown parking is for people who are want to come? And
doesn't matter where you live.
Yeah.
Parking is always a big deal to the residents that live there.
Absolutely.
And to visitors.
Yeah. To the businesses, to the visitors. I mean, if people can't, how many times have you like, well, I might stop somewhere if there's parking out front. And if there's not, you keep driving. I mean, I've done it. Sometimes the parking lot right behind back, but if we have really clear signage, if we have well-lit parking lots, if it looks visually appealing, it's going to be a lot easier to get people to maybe park their car and walk to downtown. So part of the money is used for that. And really, downtown Norwich has this central hub. It's really close to the museum district. It's close to the fairgrounds. There's a lot of
that's true.
Yeah, there's a lot of great things that happen in that downtown center hub. We have a beautiful park. Some of the funds will be used to enhance those spaces and make them a little bit more attractive to families and community members and really give us this boost to tourism. We've got the Greenway Conservancy, the Stone Quarry.
Right.
That is all very close to the heart of downtown Norwich, and that we're going to be able to use some of these funds to enhance that space.
Yeah.
Couple of other projects that we are doing is a workforce development training center. We are working with SUNY Morrisville on that project. Workforce is something that everybody has a need for right now. I mean,
absolutely.
You hear it all over. Can't find people to fill jobs. People need, additional training to level up a little bit. What are some of those things that we can do to help enhance our workforce and provide programs to support that? It's not just always about the job. It's sometimes there's other issues and factors keeping someone from going into the workforce.
Right.
Childcare, transportation. There's a number of things, especially in those service industries. So how can we combat that? And so part of this money will be used for that program.
Well, it seems very clear that a plan has been formulated and well thought out. And it seems like the sailing will be relatively smooth as you move forward because you did so much of the legwork prior to this whole award.
We did, yes. There will be an opportunity, though. So I'm asked a lot, is there still a chance to apply for funds or is there a chance to give projects? Yes. So part of this process is going to be a series of public meetings, and additional people will be able to submit project ideas as long as they fit within the sort of 6 transformative opportunities that I've started to lay out. Another one of those is supporting entrepreneurs, an entrepreneur support system of some kind, an ecosystem to support those looking to start businesses. So if somebody has an idea that fits within some of these ideas, they absolutely can still apply for the funds.
Can they do that through your website?
Yes, we are working on building right now. It should be up in a couple of weeks. We're building a page off of our website that hopefully the city and the county will also link to. It's going to be all about the DRI. A list of our transformative opportunities will be there, a link to the application that we submitted to the state, public meetings we're going to hold, and how people can apply for funds.
Right. So look for that on your website. Share the address.
Yes,
Carrie.
it's commerceshenango.com. And look for that in the next couple of weeks. We're just starting to build that.
Excellent. Well, congratulations once again.
Thank you. Very excited.
Major achievements.
Yeah. And thank you to everybody who supported this. I mean, I led the effort, but, I had a great steering committee that worked with me and put in a lot of time. We had a consultant, Dusty Hewitt from Long Run Communications, that guided us through the process and helped us with the graphics and pulling the application all together. There were a lot of people that made this happen.
Right. Wonderful. Carrie Green of Commerce Shenango, the president, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.